is Tamara. I'll just start off by introducing the first recommendation. So over the past few years, the Autism Community Network has yet to maintain a steady revenue stream to fulfill the needs of their members. 100% of donations go towards reaching their goals. However, until now, the ACN was unaware of how to obtain a consistent income stream. Before I do provide our first recommendation, I would like to go over ACN's main objectives, just to show what works alongside the ideal. The ACN consistently works to expand as a locally based and trusted network, which provides services that people can access easily. So the largest problem has been creating and stabilizing a secure and consistent revenue source, while continuing to increase awareness, educate and specialization to target the difficulties faced by those with autism, including their community, schools and workplaces. So I just want to go over the key findings within the industry. So if you look at the slide, you can see over 90% of individuals with autism use services directly related to gaining and maintaining social and educational skills. 83% of individuals with autism are aged under 25 years old, requiring education in early years of development, which means there's a high service and consumption potential. The remaining 17% over 25 years old no longer need this type of education. They are also less likely to be socially limited, so there is a low service consumption potential here. In Australia, internet and social media are highly effective tools for educators. However, not-for-profit organisations like the ACN still have IT limitations and struggle to implement these new technologies. Over 97% of children aged 5 to 20 faced major restrictions from a lack of strong education and training. This would be a new opportunity for the ACN to take up. So based on the main findings and the ACN goals, we recommend the development of an online module which assists in educating those who have direct influence to individuals with autism, not only to expand their knowledge but to develop social skills and minimize the barrier of communication. So how is this blue ocean? If we look at path 1, look across alternative industries, looking at other organisations in the industry who offer training for education, we found multiple ways the ACN can differentiate themselves and dive into an uncontested market space. So in comparison to other industry competitors, training models are only offered in person in small groups or online in time slots. However, the ACN model should be available 24/7, so this will eliminate the constraints with time. We can also avoid standardized training, which is very common. Modules can be updated bi-monthly, offering expertise and continual education. If we go ahead and look at path 3, look across the chain of buyers, the ACN services are currently focused on members with autism and their household. So to focus on the ACN goals of reducing social discomfort and developing new training methods, the model should be pitched to all influences of the individual with autism. So for those under 25 years, key influences are family, friends, teachers and support workers. And for those above, it would be family, friends and colleagues if they are working. So just a bit more information about recommendation 1. It's going to be an online module. It can be utilized to create a stable revenue source by expanding the customer base. So the module will be targeted to schools, teachers and employees, all those who will have direct influence in the life of the individual. This training will allow teachers who have children with special needs to create comfortable working spaces between other students, and will allow other businesses to employ more people with autism without any perceived risk. Unlike current training models in the industry, the ACN must look at specializing their modules to the buyer, so this will provide an extra value add for those within the support network. So if we just quickly look over the 4 actions framework, we can see there's a few points that we wanted to eliminate. One that stands out is negative social stigma, isolation and incorrect teaching methods, which we found was a big thing in learning difficulties for those with autism, and especially the standardized training. We wanted to get rid of that. We did also want to talk about making it available 24/7, so there was no time constraints for those who would like to learn. And this will also just create a revenue stream for the ACN, which was a big problem that we mentioned previously. If we look at reduce, we can see that it will reduce social isolation within schools and classrooms, which was a big thing that was an ACN goal. And we want to create a positive and growing learning environment, so this would happen within schools and within workplaces if it was utilized. So our first recommendation of the modules aligns with all of the ACN goals to create a stable revenue source, while also minimizing social isolation and creating comfort and education. So the modules would be available online and will take pride in the ACN's brand as being localized, experienced, approachable, easy, and community-backed. Thank you so much for your time today. So Tanjim will now go over the marketing budget and the implementation for the first recommendation.
Thank you, Tamara. Hi, everyone. My name is Tanjim, and today I'll be talking to you about the marketing budget implementation and control for recommendation 1. But firstly, how are we different from the current competitors? So ACN is local and Australian, which puts them at an advantage because they're already trusted within the community. We will also be providing support and training through our modules to everyone involved and not just the person within the spectrum. That's because we believe that everyone should have sufficient knowledge and sufficient training in regards to understanding autism and helping those with autism and helping families with autism as well. Our training would be specialized and not standardized, which means you won't be getting the information off Google. So we would be approachable and not AI based, which means that you won't be getting your reply within 7 business days and through email. ACN would be a lot more personalized in terms of how they would support their consumers. And finally, there would be no time constraints because the whole thing, modules would be online. So let's talk about the budget. I've got a budget list right here. We've got the website design which would be around $5,000 to $10,000 once off, and then a monthly website cost. We've got the social media marketing of training modules. That would be around $1,000 to $5,000 per year. Then we've got the recruitment of IT specialists and marketing manager, and according to pay scale, that would be around $100,000 to $160,000 per annum. Then we've got research on which schools to talk to and which employers we want to reach out to. That would be around $5,000. Then we have the actual production costs and hiring out, contracting out video, audio, and also other actors or psychologists, disability support workers, and community support workers for the actual videos. That would be around $15,000 to $55,000 per module. Then we've got the PR manager, which ACN already has one, but if you want to hire another one additionally, then that would be around $40,000 to $65,000. So on total, that would be around $161,000 to $295,000. There are key issues in this. Firstly, the high cost startup. The solutions would be that we found in the report that the schools receive additional funding for to help those with disability. So we can always receive funding from schools. We can also raise funds as a business instead of a charitable organization. That will cut out the competitive disadvantage, because there are thousands of charitable organizations for thousands of causes, whereas as a business, we could be giving them a lot more information on our strategies and receiving investment from banks and other businesses as well. The time constraint is to whether to enter the marketplace during the current pandemic or not. This report suggests that we do enter the marketplace within 6 months, and that's because the demand for online content is really high at the moment. So we've got the Gantt chart right here. I'll be very brief on the steps. So step 1 will be recruiting an IT specialist and marketing manager, and also content makers. That would be basically the psychologists, the community workers, and etc. Then step 2 would be doing the initial research and planning and writing the content. That would take a while, about 3 months. And step 3 would be recruit crew for production, recruit extra content creators, and start production. So that would take clearly the longest amount of time, 4 months. And step 5 would be to market. And as you can see, we're marketing throughout the entire process to create awareness. And let's go to control now. So in terms of control, we want to monitor the spending, so ensure that it's within budget. We also want to do cost analysis and let go of things we don't need. We also want to look at the market share and ensure if there's a decrease or increase in our market share and analyze as to why. We also want to take the reviews of our target market very seriously and our potential market as well. So we could be understanding how to improve the modules, how to improve the modules and what needs more work. And also we need to be consistent with the IT plan, which is very important. And that's it for me. Thank you very much. And now Sheila will be talking. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ren. Thanks for Tamara and Tanjim. Now I'm going to talk about benefits for our client partner with our project. First, we expand our customer base to create a stable income, which financially helps ACN to have one or more fixed income per month. Since we have made schools as our main goal for online modules, the school pays a fixed monthly fee to ACN to purchase. Of course, this fee can also be paid annually. At the same time, the module can also be provided to other external associations, which is also a revenue. The main purpose of this module is to generate revenue for ACN to develop a new market and differentiate from other competitors. Our other ACN Pathway project was to help ACN gain more partners and improve ACN's financial performance. ACN can use this project to apply for financial assistance from NDIS to improve the funding situation. Companies or business can recruit through our project or increase their public relations through the YouTube channel we designed for the project. This is also a visible income for ACN. Of course, the startup capital for the early work of ACN cannot be ignored. We can see that the marketing budget of ACN will invest a large amount of money in recruitment every year because we need professional IT specialists and a marketing manager to maintain the long-term development of the project. We also made a Gantt chart for the ACN Pathway project. We can see that it takes 12 months from hiring a career counselor to finally getting sponsorship. ACN's corporate sponsored videos provide a steady stream of revenue. Our project can also help ACN raise its awareness based on our external research on the autism industry, competitors and offerings, and who is a part of the buying decision. Our module provides autism with a secure and comfortable learning environment, learning how to get along with people online rather than actions in school. Families do not have to worry about their physical and mental developments and employment issues. Also don't have to fail the wrong career path. This is more of a contribution to society. The employment of special groups has always been a global concern, and our programs can help them solve their employment problems by treating them like ordinary people. While our module is widely used in schools, parents all know this module of ACN, and it will be used as an invisible propaganda from schools to communities, to enterprises, and to the whole industry. It makes the whole industry rise ahead. We hope that one day people will talk about this change and say, oh, it was ACN that helped us make this happen. It was ACN that broke new ground for us. Our ultimate goal is not only to get funds for ACN, but more importantly to create an to create a non-competitive market space for ACN so as to achieve long-term stable development of ACN. Thank you.
A second recommendation is ACN Pathways. ACN Pathways creates a tailored career path for ACN members. It involves hiring career advisors who will attend ACN's activities and events. The career advisors will assess and guide ACN members towards a career path that best suits their abilities. The career advisors will also be in charge of connecting ACN members with businesses that best suit their talents. ACN Pathways will also have a YouTube channel that will have a monthly video that will focus on an ACN Pathways member and their time at ACN and their journey towards employment. The YouTube channel will also have a corporate incentive with the business being heavily featured throughout the video and a great opportunity to boost their PR. ACN Pathways uses the Path 5 of the Blue Ocean strategy by rethinking the functional and emotional orientation of the industry. At the moment, ACN's offerings are quite emotionally orientated, with the emphasis on being a community and having a lot of social activities. Aspect, on the other hand, with their employment system for people on the spectrum, has a quite functional approach with modules and core lines. At ACN Pathways, we aim to integrate the functional and emotional side of the industry with promoting a career path for people on the spectrum within a community. We've also done a strategy canvas which clearly outlines that the industry at the moment mainly focus on online career support, therapy advice, autism diagnosis. And with ACN Pathways, we continue to promote the community support that ACN already offers, while also offering a face-to-face tailored career advice for people on the spectrum, while also offering the opportunity for businesses to promote themselves and increase their PR. In our marketing budget, we focused on having 4 career advisors for the beginning of the program, and that we've also factored in the additional cost for certificates and qualifications that the career advisors may need for working with people on the spectrum. And we've also factored in the monthly video production costs. We've also conducted a Gantt chart which clearly outlines ACN Pathways 2-year plan. It starts with the training of the career advisors, reaching out to businesses that want to get involved with the program. And then we factored in about 12 months for the career advisors working with ACN members to ensure that we understand their talents and what careers would best suit them. And then down the track, we will also reach out for corporate sponsorships and more community and government grants when the program proves how successful it can be. We also understand that it's going to cost a lot of money for the production of these videos, but it'll benefit ACN Pathways in the long run, as businesses will want to sponsor these videos and be a part of them, as it's great PR for the company. And we also will need NDIS support for the training. It'll give more incentives for the businesses to hire and train people on the spectrum, and will help the whole program run. And that's ACN Pathways.